Good Tuesday morning to you. It's time for Morning Dose and those stories you'll be talking about all morning long. The president weighing his options to strip security clearances from several former White House officials. And R&B singer R. Kelly responding to years of sex assault accusations by releasing a very long song. Those stories and much more. Morning Dose starts right now.
Welcome to Morning Dose.
The dancing that happens just
It's not true.
immediately prior.
Lies.
It is not lies, and you're going to be caught one of these days. I probably will.
No, they're not going
too.
to catch me. Thank you. We have the best production crew. Thank you to the director for holding that shot every morning until I sit down. Yeah. Hey, it's Tuesday, July 24th. I'm Layla Muhammad.
Oh, good to see you, everybody. I'm Jenny Anchondo. The whole idea with Morning Dose is that we set you up for a day of great conversation, get you looped in on the news and also the fun stuff.
And have fun. Don't we
Yes.
have fun along the way? There's a lot of behind-the-scene antics that we'll never show you at home because we'll probably be unemployed if you see them. So anyway.
Not all of them. Most recently, we were spying on my child.
I love that, and I think a lot of parents do that, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that because you have a nanny who comes in and helps out in the morning
Yeah.
because you and your husband are both
Yeah, 'cause
working,
we're gone.
right? But I think it's great that you can check in with these cameras nowadays and see as your daughter's waking up and
Yeah, so yeah,
I
I'm
love
not
that.
spying on the nanny. I mean, I guess
No,
in
you're
theory I
not.
could, but really, like, I'm looking at Brighton before because yesterday, 2 naps she was caught with. Somehow there were books in her bed. She's
Now,
one.
there's a theory.
And there's a shelf, but I thought there's no way her arm could reach out. I don't know if she's sneaking in it ahead of time.
I already told you what I think's happening.
What?
I told you Brighton is hopping out. She goes and makes her omelet. She grabs a little book and her blankie and she gets back in the bed.
How are there books in here?
She's built like a 5-year-old. Like she seriously is hopping out that bed. She's like, what book am I reading this morning? And she hops back in.
Checks off the list. Walks her
She's
back
part
to
of the Pizza
library.
Hut book club.
Book it.
Do you remember Book It?
Book it.
Do you remember Book It?
Oh my gosh.
Does
This
Pizza
makes
Hut
me
still
so
do that?
happy.
I know we're off the rails. I'm sorry, Elise.
Oh.
Does Pizza Hut still do Book It? If
No,
they don't,
no one
shame
knows.
on them.
That was the best program.
Pizza Hut, shame on you. It encouraged reading and eating. Nice little buttery personal pan. It's the
Oh
best.
my gosh, yes, it was so good you didn't have to share with anybody because you did
got
the
your big
reading.
button?
Like you got yes, all the stickers. You guys have to know what we're talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna tighten this back up.
Oh, who said?
What?
Is it true? Elise says
What'd she
yes,
say?
they do
They
still
do still
have
do
Book
it.
It. Oh, we had someone check. Thanks, Allison. Is there an age limit? Can I join
Because
Book
we've
It?
been reading this iPad all day long.
Oh, you said it's to age 6? Well, that. Oh, K through
Okay,
6th
through
grade.
six.
Oh,
That's legit. Thank you for still doing Book It, everybody.
We've wasted 3 minutes at people's time at home. Grab your coffee. We have real stuff coming up.
Shane, take it away. Morning Essentials right now.
Good morning. New satellite images show Pyongyang has started dismantling parts of a key missile test site. Analysts say this is a step by North Korea to fulfill the commitment made by Kim Jong-un during his summit with President Trump last month to denuclearize. A suspect is arrested for stabbing 2 women waiting for a BART train in Oakland, California. One of those women died from her wounds. The other is still in the hospital. This is the 3rd assault in less than a week on the Bay Area's transit system. Parents, listen up. Pepperidge Farm is recalling some of its goldfish crackers. 4 flavors, in fact: sour cream and onion, extra cheddar and pretzel, whole grain extra cheddar, and flavor blasted extra cheddar are all on the list. There is concern that the seasoning may contain salmonella. Breaking overnight, 2 wildfires are forcing people from their homes and resorts near Athens, Greece. Officials in the area say at least 50 people have died and more than 100 are injured. Some are calling this Greece's worst fire in more than a decade. Let's take a look now at the live weather radar. No rain for our viewers in North Texas. Southeast Texas, you've got a 20% chance of rain, starting your day at about 83 degrees this morning. Keep it here, though. We'll have your full local forecast coming up.
All right, thank you, Shane. The president is up and tweeting this morning. He's talking about tariffs. The president tweeted about 30 minutes ago, tariffs are the greatest. Either a country which has treated the United States unfairly or in trade negotiations a fair deal, or it gets hit with tariffs. It's as simple as that. And everybody's talking. Remember, we are the piggy bank that's being robbed. All will be great.
So this tweet comes just a couple of days before the president is set to go to Iowa to talk to farmers. You know, they have been hit particularly hard by the trade war with China. While the president has put tariffs on Chinese steel, China retaliated by taxing soybeans. So those tariffs could cost Iowa growers about $1 billion.
Well, here's the question this morning. Will he or won't he? The question that people are asking after the White House revealed the president is looking to revoke security clearances from a handful of former White House bigwigs.
And top officials typically maintain their clearances after they leave their post, and this is in part so that they can offer advice and consult with their successors as needed. But this does not necessarily entitle them to access classified information.
The president, though, has every right to revoke that clearance, but it's the reason behind the act that is raising some of these concerns. And it all boils down to politics and the Russia investigation.
The White House targeting 6 former national security officials this morning who have criticized President Trump.
Not only is the president looking to take away Brennan's security clearance, he's also looking into the clearances of Comey, Clapper, Hayden, Rice, and McCabe.
Sarah Sanders claims the former officials have politicized their roles, providing, quote, inappropriate legitimacy to accusations with zero evidence. Sanders declined to give a firm deadline for when Trump would make his decision and rejected the idea that it's the president who has politicized these agencies.
The president's not making baseless accusations of improper contact with a foreign government and accusing the president of the United States of treasonous activity.
But it appears as though the White House didn't check to see who actually had a security clearance before making that announcement. Sources tell CNN Comey no longer has a security clearance, and McCabe's was deactivated when he was terminated. The announcement coming after a meeting between Trump and Republican Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky, who called on Trump to revoke former CIA Director John Brennan's clearance after he criticized his sit-down with Russian President Vladimir Putin as treasonous. James Clapper, the former intelligence chief who's being targeted, said he doesn't see how this isn't political.
Pretty obvious, Wolf, what the reason is, why we were singled out for this contemplated action is because of criticism that we've expressed about and reservations we've expressed about the president.
All this coming as the White House is once again facing questions about whether Trump believes Russia interfered in the election. After days of damage control from the Helsinki summit, Trump tweeted that the investigation is just a, quote, big hoax.
We maintain that Russia interfered in the elections. The president, however, very much so, and has repeatedly, as again have the rest of us, that his campaign colluding in that process is a total hoax.
2 of the 6 former White House officials targeted by President Trump have actually taken to Twitter in response to the security clearance plan. So we'll cue you in on this. Former FBI Director James Comey tweeted, "Thought experiment. Make a list of all the public figures in this country and around the world the current president has criticized. Ask yourself, why is Putin missing from this list? No responsible American should ever stop asking why." And then there's also the post from former CIA Director Michael Hayden. He didn't write out a tweet himself, but he did retweet this one, and it reads in part, "Trump is considering revoking the security clearances of former officials who hurt his sensitive snowflake feelings by criticizing him. Retweet and like. If you agree, this is sad."
Okay, well, this will continue. Right now, let's head over to Shane.
The duck boat that sank during a storm last week was raised to the surface of a Branson, Missouri lake yesterday. The investigation continues in the aftermath of that tragedy, which killed 17 people. And this morning, a former duck boat driver is speaking out. Jim Wilson drove the duck boats all summer last year. He says in his experience, someone from the main office would call the boat and let them know that the weather's moving in. But ultimately, the duck captain and the duck's driver on land can look at it themselves.
Great big radar. It shows when the weather's coming in. It shows the wind shear, the speed of the wind, all this stuff. It tells, I don't know why.
In those weather conditions, inspectors say the boats could become, quote, a death trap.
One issue is the canopy on the ducks, as well as the curtains that come down the sides, which in that video from the Branson Bell, you can see that the curtains are down. Well, when the curtains are down, there's no way for the people to escape. It becomes a people catcher.
The 2 other duck boats made it off the lake that Thursday evening. One was right by the doomed boat on Table Rock Lake. The Coast Guard is taking the boat to a facility to continue its investigation. Ladies.
All right, Shane, thank you. It's hard to forget the 12 Thai boys and their coach. You know, we all watched them as they were rescued from that cave earlier this month.
Well, now 11 of them have taken the first steps to become ordained as Buddhist novices. They'll be living for 9 days in a Buddhist temple in memory of the rescuer who died bringing them oxygen, and in thanks for their safe return. Hey, we have your local weather straight ahead. Keep it here on Morning Dose.